Sup guys, it's Kosh and today we're doing another episode of Choice of Life Middle Aged 2. Without further ado, let's go into the action. Let's visit the miller. You reach the mill. There is an oversized padlock on the door. Let's try to unlock it. We got the lockpick, so it worked. No. We are trying it. To the right. Hacking attempt failed. To the left. Okay. The lock opened and the door budged. Nice. A pile of human bones is dumped in the corner. A crushed skull lies under the millstones. Your hands shake with fear. You counted at least 5 skeletons when suddenly you hear footsteps behind you. You turned around and saw the miller with an axe. So you're back. Have you heard, my dear, that some doors are better left unopened? How can you explain this? The old man took a deep breath and closed the door. Go away, you won't believe it anyway. Yes, you're the assassin. Try to explain. Alright. They died of their stupidity, you know. They look for all sorts of adventures here, but they find is death. A death from what? From wolves, bandits, or they simply drown. Adventurers. Hear the rest of it. Me? I take their stuff for myself. Meat is for the dogs and bones I grind. Do you know how much wizards give for such floor? It's rational. Disgruntled cries were heard on the streets. A crowd of peasants with torches and pitchforks came for the miller. The old man got nervous. I'll settle things down with the peasants. Probably not. You went out for the crowd of peasants. The miller is inside, a surprise is waiting for you. The miller ran away. His house is full of goods. Let's try to lie. The crowd of peasants broke inside the miller's house, but they were distracted by the robbery. The miller was able to escape. Nice. So we're done with the miller. That didn't give us anything. And we got only one option where to go. Camp of Assassins, guys. Unexpected event though. An old woman with a basket asks you to help her cross the highway, although it's completely empty. Let's help her. Easy prey, easy peasy. You've taken the old woman across the empty highway. In gratitude, she treated you to raspberries. Nice. Camp of Assassins. You walked along a path between two crooked pines. An old hovel loomed in the distance. There are assassins guarding the road. Let's follow. The sentry headed towards the camp and you were able to get closer. The sentry sat down by the fire next to which 2 more men were sitting. You notice another assassin by the old hut standing farther away. Sneak up on the hovel's guard. You made too much noise, attracting the attention of the assassin. You had to hide in the tall grass. The guard by the hovel was called over by the man sitting by the fire and he moved towards them. Let's crawl into the window. Didn't work. Well, it did, but we got injured. Damn it, who are you? Wait a minute, brother. So you're alive. Why did you come here? Brother? Yeah, didn't you know? Our dad liked to have fun with peasants, woman. Perhaps we have other relatives. Where is my ring? I've got it. I'll take it now. Nope, he doesn't seem to give it to me. You heard a scream from the street and Ulrich ran out of the door. Watched through the open door. The bodies of the assassins lie by the fire and next to them stands the stunned Ulrich. Instinct tells you to leave the shack. A crossbow bolt flies into Ulrich's chest and knocks him back a few meters. Go to Ulrich. Forgive me. Take your ring. There we go, we got the ring. A crossbow whistled near your ear. Go to the sound of the shot. A masked shooter begins to reload his crossbow. Then he notices you and heads toward you holding a melee weapon. Let's get ready. One of the corner of your eye, you notice Serpentine's tail in the bushes. The blow of the enemy broke the rope that held your trousers. Now they're falling. Put trousers back on. Hold trousers with a hand. Let's put them back on. You bend down for Thraudros and dodge the blow. You realized it's when you heard the dirty swearing of your enemy. Serpentine jumped on a shooter and grabbed his head with your claws. After getting rid of the cat, he turned to run. Go after him. The killer ran behind the rock and disappeared from sight. Examine the rock. There is a narrow gap between the rock. Having made a torch from what it was in the camp, you went inside. You find yourself inside the dirty, damp cave. Go to the left. The cave narrow then expands. You have been walking for half an hour, but there is still no traces of the assassin. Keep going. You have passed the second half of an hour. You came to an abrupt stop. There is a crack in your path. You lowered your torch to look inside, but you can't even see the bottom. Find another way. There is no for the passage. A crack blocks the way. So I can either throw the torch down or let's jump down. You landed in water. It cushioned your fall. When you got out of the water, you noticed a light ahead. Go to the light. After walking for a while, you came across the exit of the cave. The royal garden and the walls of the castle are in front of you. Look around. You found no traces of the assassin and went to the castle. You've come to the gate which leads to the garden, but there are no guards. You can freely enter the courtyard. The sounds of celebration can be heard from the building. When you opened the doors of the main hall, you were blinded by the light of the room. You stumbled and fell in front of the crowd. Now an almost forgotten face looms over you. It's impossible. Stand up. The courtiers surrounded you and helped you to stand up. Victor admitted that you really were the prince who disappeared on a hunting trip. The ring served as the main proof that your royal relationship, and none of the nobility could dispute this. You are back in your castle. The ways are opened. Coronation. Nice. You slept for several days and in the morning found yourself in the royal chambers. Unexpectedly, the servant brought you breakfast in bed. Let's look in the mirror. Skill removed, scar. You were well looked after, scratches and bruises have healed, and the ugly scar is now not so noticeable. Let's have a breakfast. You haven't eaten so deliciously for a long time, but unfortunately your meal was interrupted. Your Grace, you have visitors. His Lordship Alexander and Victor wish to see you. Let's accept Alexander. Ringed in with a shiny armor, a knight entered your chamber. You didn't immediately recognize your cousin. Glad you're back, cousin. However, this was to be expected from a member of our dynasty. Nothing can break us. Sounds insincere. I'm glad to be back too. This armor is beautiful. Thank you. This is a gift from my mother. All that remains is to use it in practice. Sounds insincere. No, I'm really glad that you're back. Didn't you think that I'd be crying? I'm glad to be back too. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready on the console, so I'll see you there. I'm interested in hearing all about your adventures. Let's get the Victor. I still can't believe you're alive, Your Highness. This is a great happiness for the whole kingdom. I haven't came to senses yet. I'm sorry, but I have important business. We need to have a coronation as soon as possible. This ceremony will give you full power, which no one will doubt. I've already prepared everything. The ceremony will take place today. Let's get dressed. The hierarch places a crown on your head and says a prayer for a long reign. You suddenly felt like sleeping. Yawn or close your eyes for a little. Let's yawn. Visitor looked at you and covered his face with his hand. What a shame. Put on the crown. There we go. The hierarch proclaimed you the king. The assembled are applauding. Title received, the crowned one. And I got the crown. Now you are a competent ruler of the kingdom. Your Majesty, we should have feast in honor of your ascension to the throne. Let's celebrate. Let's do without a feast. What do you recommend? Let's celebrate. You announced the feast. People are happy with the news. Everyone loves free food. My king, now the entire kingdom is watching your every decision. Protect the loyalty of the subjects, otherwise the enemies will take advantage of your weakened reputation. Speaking of my enemies, while the others are having fun at the feast, you and Victor discuss royal affairs. My king, Torek is investigated and several subjects have already come under suspicion. You may not worry about it and focus on your duties. I want to know the details of the investigation. Where is Torek? In the armory, but I guess he will fill you in on the details once he got enough evidence. What are my responsibilities? You must take care of the inhabitants of the kingdom. Don't forget to attend to the audience to answer their requests. I'm sorry it's late, I must return to my duties. Set off to a meal. Alright. When another delicacy brought to you, you remembered how hard it was in the forest and the fields of the kingdom. These thoughts make you sad. Let's eat a little bit. We got obesity. The skill. That's horrible. Try to forget, but it's hard to forget. Let's go for a walk. In the evening ended without many adventures. Yeah, we got a lot of royal duties. Your Majesty, the ambassadors of the Southerners have come to the castle. We must accept them. Who else is there? Sergio, Viceroy of the Southern King. He is the most powerful man in the South now. Why not the king himself? The king is long dead. He had a daughter, but she disappeared. Until the heirs found, the Viceroy rules the South. Alright, let them come in. Your Majesty, congratulations on your ascension to the throne. I came from afar on a very important matter. And what's the deal? As you know, the peace between our kingdom is fragile. Clashes at the border are no longer uncommon. The reason for this are the eastern lands that used to belong to us. Continue. Your father, Einhard, meanly took these lands from us. Alright. So what? You must act wisely and return those lands to us. Listen to advisors. I don't regret it about capturing the eastern inhabitants, but now these lands are ours, it's too late to change anything. We don't have to give anything away, and it's obvious that the Southerners want war. We need to prepare to get ahead of them. You get out. Impulsive. The Southerners were ready for such an answer and kept straight face. Alright, but we'll come back. Finish the audience. The delegation of Southerners had left the hall and you finally had free time. We can go to barrack and to the statue. Well, let's go to the barracks. Torek's post is near the barracks, but you don't see him there. Search inside the barracks. Alright. Unwashed trousers, dirt and terrible stench. But all this without Torek. Search outside. Suspicious goo and heard a commotion coming from around the corner. Red-faced Torek is screaming at the guard. He can barely stand on his feet and looks at his commander with glassy eyes. He doesn't even understand what he wants from him. Find out what's happening. Torek wanted to yell at you too, but changed his mind in time. My king, this fool was supposed to patrol the area around the barracks, but he decided to empty the stocks of wine instead. Continue, Torek. Torek smoothly switched to a senile lecture about honesty and diligence and began to tire you too, but it seems that you must listen to the end. After listening to the end, it seems that you would spend a part of your life on this. Your Majesty, you will have to punish soldiers one way or another. Can you figure out how to teach the soldier a lesson? This will be a good practice for you. Great idea. So, the soldier neglected his duties and was drinking during shifts. This is a violation of the kingdom's security and punishment should be appropriate. Physical punishment, Torek's morals, barrack cleaning. In the whole month of forced labor, however, the guard doesn't seem to mind. Haven't seen enough of the suffering of the guard to return to your post. You found me just in time. I need to tell you about the new order in castle. Why did you miss the council? I'm sorry that were urgent matters. I've deployed additional guards and launched several new patrols routes for your peace of mind. Alright. Now every time you go to inspect your lands, a detachment of bodyguards will go with you. How's the investigation going? Now the story is one big mystery for us. I've already started collecting information and will soon present for my version. There is also more serious threat. The Southerners have gained strength and demand their land back. Expertise tells us the war can be avoided. We have to prepare for the worst. Alright. Who's leading the investigation? It's me. Good. I will find the killer. If it really will, but let me give you some advice. By taking on many things at the same time, you run the risk of doing something wrong. You can take over the investigation or the preparation for war and leave the rest for me and the council. I want to prepare for war. Wonderful, Your Majesty, then I'll investigate. When you leave the castle, the best guards will accompany you. Okay. So, now we can go to a lot of places, like outside to the kingdom. Oh my god, don't go yet. Let's go to the statue and all that. In front of you there is a statue of Einrad. On one side it was overgrown with moss, and on the other side it was covered with a web of cracks. Leave it as it is. I don't want my own statue, to be honest. Like, that's a bad idea. Alright, and come on, let's go to the courtyard. Something flashed under the tree. Looking closer, you notice Serpentine. She's diligently washing your sides. Come closer. Serpentine notices the crown on your head and wildly opens her eyes. Oh, and you are already the king. I've been thinking for a long time and realized that I'd done wrong. I ask you to forgive my terrible behavior. I forgive you. Thank you. If you're the king, then what? Now you have enough impact to influence the mage. There are more important things. I think I'll have time. Of course I want to help her. She saved my life. So yeah. Your Majesty, everything's ready. But let me know what is the reason for such a sudden campaign. I'm helping the cat. Matters of royal importance. I'm helping the cat. Alright. That was a bad idea. In the next morning you set out to the eastern lands. Soon you came across a looted cart with the traces of battle. Let's stop. Wooden peasant, according to him, a gang of homeless children is operating in the district. All day long your squad is haunted by abnormal heat that gives you a headache. You decide to set up a camp and set up a tent. Wash your face. Take off the crown. Alright. A loud noise outside draws your attention. When you step outside of the tent, you see guards drinking by the fire. Philosophize. Bad idea. It got so dark that you could hardly find the royal tent. The soldier guarding it has fallen asleep, and you can hear strange sounds coming from the tent. Break in. A teenager flies out of the tent and runs towards the forest. A few trinkets missing from the tent. Upon the closer inspection, you realize that your crown is missing. Follow him. Crown is lost. Your Majesty, be careful. Follow us. Look for the traces. I slipped. Let's follow the guard. Call the guards. We are lurking. The teenager ran off in different directions. Let's catch the one on the left. That's the leader, I think. Second teenager was not caught, but the guards returned to your crown. That's good. Let's go back to the camp, and we got the crown back. That's nice. Whew! And I think that will be it for this episode of Chronicle of Life Middle Age 2. This game is huge, it takes a lot of time, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and check out the pinned comment in the video description for more links. We have the playlist with more videos of this game, we have other playlists, we have the link tree with my other YouTube channels and social media, so you might find something useful there as well. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and let me know what you think down below. That's about it for now. Stan Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.